And only and then you believe, cause you're afraid of. What's up, everybody? This is indeed the E-Man, chilling like a villain, singing like Bob Dylan, keeping on low with some double stuff. Oreos. And man, this is going to be so much fun. I'm about to talk to a guy who was a part of two 90s supergroups, Riff and Minivision. And you might have known him from this great, iconic, classic movie called Lean on Me. He's a Jersey boy like myself. I want to welcome singer, producer, talented guy, Nitty Green to the show. What's up, Nitty? How you doing?
What's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Good. Can't complain, man. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. It's a beautiful day.
You're 100% right about that, man. Glad to be here, man. Glad to be in the land of the living. You dig?
Oh, for sure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man. Before I get the interview started, I just wanted to do a moment of silence for some people who recently passed away. Of course, comedian Gilbert Gottfried passed away recently, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And Tracy Braxton, one of the Braxton sisters. So I just wanted to give a moment of silence real quick for those two people.
Okay.
Much appreciated, man.
Yeah, man.
I like to start all my interviews with starting with the childhood. So you were born in Teaneck, New Jersey, is that right?
No, I was born in Paterson, New Jersey. I ended up moving to a little town called Woodridge, which is between Hackensack, New Jersey, and New York. So it's right there in the middle.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So I was born in Orange, New Jersey. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I moved to the Carolinas when I was 8. So what was your childhood like? I mean, where did it all start with you?
You know, man, I grew up Paterson, New Jersey, man, big family, you know, a lot of women though in my home, you know, a lot of the men was around, but it was predominantly strong women in my home, man. My grandmother, my moms, all of my aunties, we all lived in the same, I want to call it like, it's like a little house, you know what I mean? But it was like different. We all stayed on different floors. But my childhood was great, man. You know, I can remember all of the family gatherings, man, the holidays. I like, you know, all the women in the kitchen, man, making the food, and the guys sitting around playing spades, listening to music. It's just great, man. We look forward to those days, especially on Sundays when we get together and sit down as a family and have dinner, man, on Sundays and just kick back, watch TV, man. I had a great upbringing, man. Wouldn't change it for nothing.
Absolutely.
Nothing.
And just to give, you know, Jersey some love, man, because a lot of great people, including yourself, come from Jersey. You got Bruce Springsteen, you got Frank Sinatra, you got John Travolta, you got one of the members of En Vogue I think actually comes from Paterson. Not Dawn.
Maxine,
yes. She's from Paterson. You got
I didn't know that, man.
People. Redman, Queen Latifah, all those great talented people come from Jersey, man.
Yo, I had no idea Maxine was from Paterson. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm looking her up.
Yeah, I like one of my first interviews was with Dawn Robinson, formerly of En Vogue, and Lucy Pearl, and we talked about that. And she's like, yeah, she's from Paterson, so that was pretty cool.
Wow.
A lot of great people. John Bon Jovi from New Jersey. So many great people. I think Joe Pesci's from Newark.
Wow.
Yeah, he was born in Newark. So I just wanted. So it seems like church was really important to you in your upbringing. Can you kind of like, when did you discover that you could sing?
Wow. Well, there you go. Singing in church. I really wasn't singing at the time. I think you know, my mother and my aunt was in charge of the junior choir, the junior choir at my church. And I was the drummer at that time.
Oh, okay.
And my mother was the organist. So my mother knew because she was a great singer, man, at the church and stuff. So she knew that I had a voice. And one day we were in choir rehearsal and she wanted me to try out for the lead for this song. So they took me off the drums. I gotta tell you, man, I was kind of tight about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because my thing was the set. I was just on the set. I wanted to stay on the set. She was like, nah, She's like, this song fits you. I want you to try it. And I ended up learning the song and became one of our strong songs, man. It was called True Victory. And my mom's had me sing it. And so I owe it all to my mom's, watching her sing. And she was my inspiration. I wanted to sing like her because I saw like when she sang, people lit up. You know what I mean? You just see them smiling and stuff. I was like, wow, how does she do that? I want to have that effect. So she was the first person that I wanted to sound like. And then, the list goes on and on after that,
Word. Absolutely. Moms are great.
Mm-hmm.
Moms are great, man. I wanted to ask you too, like growing up, I always ask all of my guests this, but growing up, what was your favorite cereal?
Wow. Now I'm gonna keep it 100,000.
All right.
All right. So, see, this is gonna put some age on me, though, man. I didn't want to put it out there like this, man. Growing up in my house, man, I come from a house that we were on welfare at the time, man. I come straight from the hood, man. We just wasn't, my family worked, but at the time, like money was just so hard to come by, man. I think like, corn flakes, the regular corn.
Right.
Flakes, I like the one that don't have the sugar. You got to put your own sugar on it.
Right.
That type of stuff. I was liking that. But then, you know what I mean? It was a treat for us to have like the cereals, man, that had the extra stuff. So I want to say Apple Jacks, man.
Apple Jacks.
Oh yeah. Apple Jacks.
I feel you. Cause like when I was growing up, my mom, we lived pretty middle class. Yeah. But my mom was still like, really frugal with her money. The only way I can get the good stuff is if I would spend the night over my cousin's house. He would have Smurf Berry Crunch, Pac-Man cereal, Lucky Charms. Yeah. I'll go straight to the cupboard and I'll be like, it'd be like all of these sugary cereals that my mom would let me have. I love like Smurf Berry Crunch. That was amazing. I was just like, it was like an explosion in my mouth.
Yo, man. It's funny that you said that. I have a cousin, and he actually sing in Riff.
Okay.
My cousin Steven. So his family was pretty middle class. His father was a truck driver at the time, and they made lots of money. He was the first person. They was the first person I seen, live in a big house. They pretty much had a big family. So I used to like to stay the night over their house. Because the cereals, man, it was so much fun. It was like, first of all, it was Frosted Flakes, the real Frosted Flakes. I'm talking about Tony the Tiger.
Right.
Okay. Apple Jacks, man, Crunch Berries. It was Alphabet. It was Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, all of that, man. You know what I mean? So I got a chance to go over there and pick which box of cereal I wanted to eat, man. It was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And some of my best childhood memories in Jersey too was when the ice cream truck would come around. Yeah. And it was a good humor ice cream truck. And I would like kind of scrape up 25 cents or whatever, get like a banana split pop. And if I had enough money, I'll get something like the wrestling pops, like the WWE pops or WWF pops. And great memories, man. Great memories.
Yeah, man.
So I wanted to ask you, like, what artist launched you to where like you were like, okay, I gotta go out there, I gotta pursue this dream of music? What artist or artists did it for you?
All right, so growing up in my young years, I listened to a lot of the the 80s for sure. And those artists that came before the early 80s. Like my mom's listened to a lot of music in the house. So I was introduced to music at a very young age. But for me, that really, like, what turned the switch for me is like watching Michael Jackson, of course.
Absolutely.
Prince.
Yeah.
And then listening to, as we get up in the 80s, it was like the Force MDs.
Yeah.
Who else did I like? New Edition.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And who else? Yeah, those are the artists right there. And I listen to, as far as like the pop artists, man, like it was more like Boy George.
Right.
Who else was there?
Well,
George
I know
Michaels.
Who?
George Michaels, and
of course, yeah.
Also New Kids on the Block.
New Kids, yeah.
Those were the ones that made me want to sing more. As I got into high school, my very first concert was Lisa and Colt Jam.
Oh, man.
And that was my very first concert I ever went to, man. And I went to Radio City Music Hall. A friend of mine took me. I was sitting in the front row, man. And it was Lisa and Colt Jam. It was Expose.
Oh, wow.
And it was Full Force. Full Force had came on and joined Lisa.
Right.
When I saw her perform, man, it changed my mind, man. I'm like, yo, I gotta try to do something like this. So by the time we got into high school, man, stuff started to like switch. And, that's where Riff was born, in high school.
Man. That's man, I tell you, man, Lisa, man, she was something else, man. She was really something else, man.
Oh my God.
Gorgeous too.
She's still something else still today.
Yeah, she is.
Awesome. She's awesome.
Yeah, man. So just to fast forward a little bit, you were in the movie Lean on Me.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time watching that movie in a movie theater, and like the scene when you guys are in the bathroom and you sing Fair Eastside.
Right.
I remember all of the girls were just going crazy. I'm not even joking, man. And I'm living in North Carolina at the time. And I remember everybody, their reaction to when you guys first started singing, because nobody saw that coming.
Right.
And you have a really interesting story because you actually went to Eastside.
We actually went to the school. Yeah, man.
So one, I have a question is, was the school as bad as the movie depicted it? Or because one of the searing images in my brain is the part where the teacher breaks up the fight and the guy takes his head and just slams up against the floor. Was the school that bad, or was that just movie stuff?
You know what? I want to say the year before I got there, Joe Clark, who's the renowned principal, he was actually my principal as well when I was in grammar school.
Okay.
And then he went to Eastside High School. But when he got there, it was rumors, and it was in the city that Eastside High School was just that bad, with the gangs and
right,
stuff like that. But he had went up in there and threw them all out. You know what I mean? He wasn't like standing for it. So by the time I got up in there, it was pretty much, if I had to say, it was still tough, but it wasn't like it was seen in the movies. Like I want to say, I heard that it was that bad, but I didn't see that bad. You know what I mean? Because he had already cleaned them up, man. Cleaned them up and put the locks on the doors and the whole nine. So when I got up there, he had did so much good.
Yeah.
It was pretty much, it was pretty much, you just had to stay on the straight and narrow because you knew that he was not playing any games. If you came up there with, on some funny business, you will be tossed out.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Yeah. He was the real deal.
the real deal.
But I understand that you actually wrote and composed that new version of the school song, right? That's you, right?
Well, it was us. It was us.
Okay.
It was there was a way that, you know, the school sang the song. Um,
Mm-hmm.
when when I was approached to sing the school song, Mr. Clark had called me to the office one morning, and there was these two girls, and there was two girls in the office, and he asked me, you know, which one of these girls I was dating, and I really wasn't dating neither one of them. I told him none of them, and he said, you know what, Mr. Best, you know what, this is something that I will not tolerate in this building. You are a playboy, sir. And I'm sitting there like, no, I'm not. He goes, yes, you are, sir. He goes, you know, he said, and I know that you could sing because I know your moms, I know your family, Mr. Best. He said, I want you to sing the school song. And I begged
Wow.
him to get out of singing the song that day because it was Secretary Day. I scaped through. I told him that if he let me come back tomorrow, I said, I have something special for you. And he pretty much told me that if I did not come back the next day with something special for him, that he was going to suspend me for 20 days for not knowing the
Wow.
school song on today. And I told him, I know the school song, but I want to do something special for you.
Okay.
And he was like, I don't believe you. If you don't come here tomorrow with something special, 20 days. Now, you can only miss 21 days. If you miss 21 days, you got to repeat the year over.
Oh, crap.
So I went over by two of my cousin's house, man, and Anthony and Dwayne, and we put together a rendition of the school song and came back the next day. And he announced us like this, man. He was like, ladies and gentlemen, he was like, look, just stand for, because he used to make us sing this school song every morning. Everybody had
Oh,
to
wow.
stand like it was the national anthem. So everybody had to stand up and sing the song in the classroom. So, but he had us singing it over the loudspeaker. There was always somebody scheduled to sing the school song over the loudspeaker as well. But
Okay.
it was our turn. So he introduces, ladies and gentlemen, we have something special today. He said, we have the Playboys. He done gave us the name, the Playboys. So we came over and we sang the school song as you hear it today.
Okay.
And blew them away, man. When we finished singing the song, man, you can hear the school do this big roar, man, like it was like a huge Super Bowl game. It was just like you heard it.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, we did it. And he was at all. He was just standing there like, he was like, man, he said, I never heard nothing like this, man. He said, you will sing this song like this for the rest of your years in this building. He said, everybody has to learn the song like this. So this is the way Eastside High School is singing this school song today. They're singing it the way we did it. Riff. We made
Nice.
it. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
But in the movie, you were in the movie a number of times. Not only the bathroom scene, I think you were doing some handsprings too. So you know gymnastics. Right? That was you, right?
Yeah. That was me.
Yeah. What was it like working with Morgan Freeman?
A dream. It was a dream, man. Just to watch how he moved and how he portrayed Joe Clark. Like he had Joe Clark down pat, man. Like you have to be a professional to get somebody's mannerism down pat.
Yes.
The way he speak, the way he moved, the way he look at you. Morgan Freeman is a true professional. It was a true blessing to be in his presence, to learn from what he did, and just to watch how he moved. He wasn't stuck up. He wasn't Hollywood.
Wow.
He actually showed us how to pull that scene off that we did in the bathroom. Because at first, you know, we're not actors, anything like that. We went to the school, we was grooving on the song. You know what I
Right.
mean? And he says, look, guys, he's like, you can't do it like this. I'm finna show you how this thing can win. He
Wow.
said, I'm standing there, I'm looking at you guys like this. You guys gotta be scared. There's no smiling. You gotta be able to feel that come off the screen. So there's no smiling. You guys are scared that I just busted y'all in the bathroom and I'm gonna make you sing this school song. So give it to me. So we went through it about 3 times. We nailed it. And as you can see, man, it's if you go on the web today and you punch up Fair Eastside,
Yeah.
you're gonna see so many people doing our rendition, man. It made a big impact on the world, like the way we did it. Thanks to Morgan
Huge.
Freeman, man. He's a genius.
Absolutely, man. And I'm the part that really cracks me up is like when he's like kind of scrolling through you guys and he gets to you and you kind of look away because it looked like you want to laugh a little bit. Is that right?
Hey man, I was trying to be scared. You know what, man, to be honest with you, man, we were scared. The way he was looking at us, man, we like,
yeah,
you know, and we singing the song, but we flipped into character, man. That was our first acting gig, man. It was amazing. It's funny, man, that you said that because after that movie, I was asked to do another movie called Toy Soldiers. And
oh, really?
Yeah, with Lou Gossett Jr. And at the time, you know, because the group had just finished their album and stuff like that, my manager saw, he basically knocked Hollywood down. He was like, nah, we're not gonna split the group up. We're just gonna, you know, if you can't give them all parts, then we're not gonna do it. So my manager at the time didn't want me to do it. But had I known better, I would have pretty much fought for that and like probably had like Riff do a song on the soundtrack and then I do the movie. But my manager wasn't even thinking like that because he was new at it. So we missed that opportunity, man. It's crazy.
Man, I remember that movie.
Yeah, man.
That was a great movie. Speaking of soundtracks, you guys were on some soundtracks. I gotta talk about the Ninja Turtle soundtrack real quick because when I tell you, like I was a Ninja Turtles fanatic.
Mm-hmm.
When that movie came out, it
man.
changed my world. And then I bought the soundtrack and I listened to that soundtrack over and over again. You guys are on there, Johnny Kemp, MC Hammer.
Yeah, man.
How did that come about?
Our record company at the time was doing the soundtrack. They were in charge.
Okay.
And because we were a new group, I think that was actually our first song out. I'm not really sure when it came out. Either that came out first or our album. I'm not really sure. I can't remember. But our record company bought it to us and told us that they want to fly us back out here to LA to work with a producer. And we're going to be on the soundtrack of the Ninja Turtle, man, along with, you know, Vanilla Ice and like all of those guys that you mentioned. Yeah. And, you know, we needed to do a song, the title and called Family. So we went out there and we went out there, man, and we gave it a shot, man. It was great. It was a great experience.
Awesome, man. I mean, did you understand like how big the Turtles were back then?
I did not, man. I did not know. I didn't even see the first movie.
What?
I still didn't see it till to this day. But you know, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna watch it, man. I see at the time I was afraid of them dudes.
Really?
Oh yeah, man. Turtles. I'm like, yo, what? But no, I never saw the movie, man. And
wow.
I'm going to go back and I'm going to check it out though.
It's a classic to me. But also you guys were on the White Men Can't Jump soundtrack and you were in the video which featured you know, Woody Harrelson, Wesley Snipes, and Rosie Perez.
Yeah, man.
Rosie Perez.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
Well, first of all, happy anniversary to White Man Can't Jump. They just celebrated 30 years.
Yeah.
That movie just celebrated 30 years. I heard that there was another one in the make. The reboot of the movie is in the making.
Okay.
But yeah, man, we you know, we got a call from, head of A&R of our record label, Donald Rubin, and it was like, look, you guys got to fly out to Atlanta, and you're gonna be working with Dallas Austin.
Oh, wow.
He produced TLC, Boys
Yes,
and
sir.
Men, and the list goes on and on. Dallas Austin. He said, you're gonna fly out there. He said, you're gonna be working on the title cut of the movie, White Man Can't Jump.
Wow.
So they sent us the demo with this group singing it, the Highland Place Mobsters, which was Dallas Austin's group that he was actually in. They were slated to come out with an album, but somehow or another, we got dibs on doing the song for the movie. And we went out there, man, and we walked in the DARP studios, and straight up, we met Dallas staff first, and then, the producer, one of the executive producers one of the producers with Dallas, his name was Randy, which was Dallas' partner, and then Dallas came in, and I can remember it plain as day, man. Like our management team was there. Dallas came in, he met everybody. Hello. He said, listen, we want to spend time with the group. He said, well, it'd be all right if y'all go back to the hotel. We just want the group in here. We want to vibe with them, get to know these guys, and we want to knock this song out by morning.
Okay.
So Dallas, awesome dude.
Oh yeah, he seems real cool.
He's another level type of guy, man. I love him. This dude took his hat off, boom. He said, first we're going to pray.
Nice. I like that.
I was shocked to even hear that. He was like, we going to pray. And we stood in a circle. We all took off our hats, man. We prayed. And he said, do y'all know this song? This is after. He said, do y'all know this song? It was like, yeah. He said, let me hear it. And we was waiting for him to play the track. He was like, no. He said, I know y'all sing a cappella. He said, I like to hear y'all sing it. And we went into it, man, and we turned up in the studio. By the time we finished singing the song, he was like, yeah, let's go. And so we went on, man, and we cut the record. After we finished that morning, we flew out to Florida the next day and filmed the video. And
wow.
Wesley Snipes, we met Wesley Snipes, Rosie, and Woody Harrison. They were there waiting for us to get there, and we filmed the video.
That's awesome, man. I have such an admiration for Rosie Perez, man. I mean, she's a legend. She's beautiful. And she's worked with everybody from Bobby Brown to the Boys to just the list goes on and on and on. Oh man.
She's awesome, man.
Yeah, man. What comes to like the harmonies, because you guys' harmonies are with Riff and even with Minivision, but especially with Riff, they're really pure. Like really, really pure. What's and it's not easy to find a group of guys to come together to have that kind of harmony. What was the origin of that? Did it come after Lean On Me or before Lean On Me? The group coming together.
Well, as far as the harmonies or the group?
But I imagine that the harmonies come with practice and everything like that. But I mean, like the group itself.
All right. Well, when we were younger, like I said, we used to sing gospel music. So our harmonies and stuff is based off of what we learned in church and singing in a quartet group.
Yeah.
In our younger days, like Riff, like we're like family. So it's like we sang together. See, when Mr. Clark asked, when I told Mr. Clark that I had something special for him, I already knew what I was going to do. I was going to get my boys, we was going to come back, and we was going to put a spin on this school song because nobody in the building liked the way the school song was sang. So I already knew what I was going to do because we had already been singing gospel music in our younger days, So
Okay.
our harmonies and stuff, riff harmonies and stuff is based off of, you know, it starts off with 3-part harmony. And then, you know, then you have that fourth part that kind of floats, like meaning he'll do like little tricks in there, but he's basically doubling with the third. And then we have what we call smooth B, which is the bottom, the bass note. And he's the sauce. He's the sauce, my cousin. He's the sauce that would always make the harmony sound richer. But we didn't know that, you know, like Riff had a different formula. Like we had to learn to sing a little different from the gospel. And our manager, Skip Van Rensselaer, who heard us on that day, because he was a social worker at the high school, he heard us on that day singing the school song. He was like, I gotta meet these guys. I wanna manage these guys. He saw something in us. He had these songs, and he had us come over by his house and learn these R&B records, these old school R&B records that was basically from the way he did music. He listened to the Temptations, the Tops, the Stylistics. He listened to gospel artists like Richard Smallwood, and you know what I mean, all the big choirs. So he pretty much got Riff singing more like that, more the falsetto, and you know, then we're young and we're listening to New Kids on the Block and New Edition. So it all came together the way it was supposed to. Yeah, Riff definitely had a certain sound, man, that we tried to stick by, man. We kind of like to call it the Skip Van Rensselaer.
Nice.
The Skip Van Rensselaer harmonies. That's Smooth B made this up. It's Riff is 5-part harmony, 5-part soul, with a little bit of yesterday, a lot of today. It's the old sound, but in a new way. And that's Riff sound, man. And we try to put that on everything that we sing, that 5-part spread.
Awesome, dude. It's beautiful. I love the harmonies. So later on in your career, you got you guys split and joined apart, or you guys joined up and became Minivision with 2 other guys. How did that all come about?
Riff has split. We decided that we was going to take a break after we walked away from our deal.
Okay.
With SBK Records. We had walked away because we had recorded a second album, and we just felt like the record company at the time didn't push the record as much as they should have. And what happened was we ended up walking away from the deal, man, which was a mistake, by the way. It was a mistake to do that. But we ended up taking a break, and Anthony Fuller, which was a member of the Riff squad, was at a church service, and he met Spanky Williams over at another church service, who was the lead singer of Men of Vision.
Yeah, great voice.
He met him, and at the time, Anthony, you know, knew that Spanky produced records and wrote. He asked Spanky, he goes, look, man, you know, Riff is looking for some material, man. He says, you know, would you like want to work with us and stuff? He was like, yeah, I would. So he took Anthony's number. I guess, you know, somehow or another, the way Spanky says it, he said that he forgot all about it. He said, so he's washing his clothes, and you dug inside his pocket somehow or another, and there was a piece of paper that had Anthony's number on it. At the time, Minivision was going through something at their record label at Sony. They had ended up losing 3 guys.
Okay.
So it was only Spanky and George Spencer. Those 2 guys remained. So they were looking for another 3 guys. They had been doing shows with hired help and stuff. It's like, yeah, it's not working out. We need to find some new guys. So he ended up calling Chill, telling Chill that he needs him to be in his group, and he needs to bring a couple guys with him. So Chill ended up calling me and saying, look, Spanky's looking for some guys. Maybe me, you and Wayne can go over and audition for him. So we ended up going over to Juniors in Brooklyn.
Oh, the cheesecake place, right?
Going over to Juniors in Brooklyn. We met up with Spanky and George and their production company, which was JR Black. And Teddy Riley was on the phone.
What?
You know what I mean? Yeah, because the group was signed to Teddy Riley, and Teddy had to deal with Sony.
Okay.
So we end up sitting in Juniors, and we ended up singing a song that we all knew, and we ended up locking in the harmonies. And it came together great. And JR was like amazing. Spanky and George was like, this is the group. Teddy was like, all right, we got to meet up at Sony, in 3 days. Can y'all make it? Yeah, we met up at Sony, man. And this meeting is Corey Rooney, Tommy Mottola, all of the big executives that was there, Michael Jackson. Teddy Riley was on tour with Blackstreet at the time, so he was on the phone, and we end up auditioning for everybody, and they loved us, and that's how we got the shot to be in Metavision.
So there's so much to take in from everything you just said. Because I was going to ask you, was this before or after Blackstreet? But you said he was already working with Blackstreet. I guess it was at the time after Dave Hollister left.
Yeah, this was the second. This was the second Blackstreet. They was already out on tour, rocking with No Diggity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys were on Michael Jackson's label.
MJJ, yes.
What was it like? Did you meet him? What was he?
It was more like he's still Michael Jackson, so it was more like you guys sound great. Oh my God, this is awesome. And he shakes hands and then he's gone.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Let's get the music done. Beautiful. So it was more. Wow. I think I was more excited meeting Tommy Mottola and Corey Rooney, man. Like Michael Jackson's just Michael Jackson. Like you don't get no bigger than that. But like Tommy Mottola, like he was like a gangster. Like I was so into like mobster movies and stuff like that. So I was like, he reminds me of that guy. Like, you know what I mean? And yeah, but yeah, we met Mike and he was great. I'm glad that we did, because after that he ended up having problems. After we finished the record, you know what I mean? Stuff started getting funny with the label. He ended up having problems with the label, and they ended up shelving everything that he did and whatever he had signed to Sony. So we ended up getting shelved after that. We dropped 2 songs and then it was shelved.
One of my, I just want to go back real quick because you said Corey Rooney. I interviewed Allure, and they worked with Corey Rooney with All Cried Out. Shout out to Allure. What's up, Allure? What's up to the girls of Allure? I just want to say what's up.
Those are my girls, man.
They're really great. And I know they, gosh, so much to take from what you just said. Okay, so you guys had this single on the Trippin' soundtrack, which I loved, because that used to be my jam, me and my girls jam back in the day. In the morning, we get off. That's my shit, man. How did that come about, man?
All right, so we was recording our album. Ken Comasar, which was the A&R of our project, brought a song into us that Joe Thomas wrote. You know Joe.
Yeah. Joe.
Okay. Joe. Yeah, him.
Wow.
Joe has so many hits. Don't Want to Be a Player, and the list goes on and on. So they brought a song in, and it reminded them of Housekeeper. Housekeeper was Metavision's, song that everybody knew them of. So they wanted us to do a song for this movie called Trippin' that reminds you of Housekeeper.
Okay. So
Joe wrote a song that had some of the Housekeeper flow, but it had Joe Thomas lyrical skills on it, man, and the way he did things, and the song came out. We went into the studio with this guy, man, and he's such a smooth individual. He talked low, like, yeah, man, you know, we gotta really like pull into this record, man. I think this record's gonna be good. He knew exactly who he wanted to sing lead. He already like watched Minivision, and he picked out the people that he wanted to work on it. We ended up doing all the backgrounds, and we went in there and we knocked the song out, man. Great record. Great record, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to play that over and over again. Me and my girl, we used to dance to that. I love it. Love it, man. So I want to talk about this new single that you have called "Running Out of Time." When I listen to it, it reminds me of something that would be like on a soundtrack, or there's this show called All American on CW.
I love All American.
I could see them playing that song. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. How did that come about? It's a really great song, man.
Producer by the name of Mantra Beats. I heard some of his tracks, and I reached out to him, man. He sent me a whole slew of records. And I knew, like, because I had out some solo stuff that I had been, you know, trying out, man, just seeing if people like it. And I heard the track that Mantra did, which I worked with before. He's did records for me before. He's did With Me, the song that I did, called With Me, and worked on a couple other tracks that I haven't released yet, but I heard the song. I felt like the song was a bit pop. You know what I mean? And I noticed that, and it's sad that, you know, music has changed so bad today, man. Like R&B isn't getting the just due the way it used to. Yeah. And I'm pissed off about that, man. I'm pissed off about that. Because if it was, a lot more artists would be out right now with their new albums, because everybody has new music. Everyone has new music just laying in the can. You know what I'm saying? So, but people don't want to put music out like that and waste it, and you know, because they feel that they got gems, and they do. You know what I mean? So anyway, I heard the track, man, and I felt like I couldn't even like write it by myself. So I had to go and get a good friend of mine. His name is Von Sway, man. He's a part of my writing team. And I was like, listen, man, I need you to take a listen at this track. I said, I need it to be as pop as we can get it. I said, because people ain't hearing me the way I want them to hear me, man. I said, I just want to try it. He's like, I'm gonna write what you want me to write. He said, but the track feels the way it's gonna feel. So the word's gonna come out the way it's gonna come out. I was like, all right, let's do it. So he came back, man, with this hook. And I didn't like it. I didn't like the first try. I was like, no, I said, I gotta come back with a hook that's gonna stay in people's head when they sleep.
Yeah.
When they sleep.
Yeah, definitely.
When they sleep, they have to hear. They gotta hear it.
Yeah.
So I came up with the hook, and he wrote around it, all the verses and all of that stuff. So there you go. That's how it came about, man. And it's out there, man. It's basically about, you know, a guy like basically is running out of time, man, with, you know, certain situation, man. She's been waiting on you all this long time to commit. Not even to marriage, just to commit to her.
Right.
You know what I mean? She wants to be there, but you have to make the decision on what you want to do. So I felt like, you know, women like to hear stuff like that anyway. You know what I mean? I feel like they want that commitment, man. And, you know,
yeah,
I'm just trying to put it out there, man. Like, you know, have you ever told somebody you love them, you be their one and only? You know what I mean?
Nice.
And then you up and leave because you're afraid of being brave. Then it goes, and it just go on, man. We just had a good time in the studio, vibing with it, man. And I pretty much hope that everybody likes the vibe, man. It's a good vibe song. And you know, I'm running out of time, man. But I have, at the end of that record, you know, I had to make the commitment, man. You know that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, you also were in this. You were in this small film called Pressure.
Oh yeah.
With a kisser. What was that experience like? What was that whole experience like for you?
It was amazing, man. You know, Chanel Red. So she's like my sister, man. We grew up together. She wanted to do a short film, and she asked me to be a part of it, man. I've been a friend of Kiss for a long time, man. Kiss makes me nervous. You know, she's such a dope actress, and she's just a good person, man. But she makes me nervous. Every time I'm by her, man, I'm never myself, man. She gives me, like, you know, I'm nervous because she's such a pro. But she's awesome, man. We've been friends a long time, man. So it's a joy working beside her. And I had a song on the soundtrack called "They Don't Want to See Us." Keep Loving Me. And I ended up shooting a video to the song, man. And it's a great song, man. It's a great song, man. I had a ball, you know, being a part of the film. I had my little pieces in there, man. And we're actually working on another one together. So you'll see me and Kiss coming out, you know, in another film called Flip Side. So
Flip Side, okay.
Get ready. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
I'll be on the lookout for that. I always ask all of my guests this question because the media has a habit of sweeping things under the rug, but I don't ever want people to forget about the year 2020 and how that changed everything, you know? So I ask you, how did 2020 change you? What did you learn about yourself that you did to where you want to carry it on for the future? What did you learn about yourself? How did 2020 change you?
As far as the pandemic?
As far as the pandemic, everything that happened in that year, how did that change you?
Man, you know, man, it just, like 2018, 19, I was moving fast, you know, spending a lot of money that I didn't need to. You know what I mean? It just, I was moving really fast, man, not thinking stuff out. You know, 2020 came through and it shut the world down the way it did. Like, you know, it allowed me to take inventory of who I am and what I'm all about, and understanding life, family, you know what I mean? Friends, those that truly mean something to you, man, that's there through the thick and the thin, and just reflecting, man, on life. We lost a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
You know what I mean? It was so bad, man. Like, I had family members, man, where they passed away. We couldn't even do funerals. You know what I mean? It was more like they was just tossing them in body bags, man, like cremating them. You know what I mean? It was just rough. You know what I mean? So it just taught me to slow down a little bit, man, and just reflect on life, man, and take my time and think stuff out more. And that's what I had to learn, because, again, like I said, I was moving so fast, man, like spending money that I didn't have, getting in debt. And I ended up pulling that back together. Thank God.
Thank God, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God, man. Well, you know, I wanted to roll some 90s trivia by you, if you don't mind. I got a few questions. See how sharp you are.
Yeah, let's see, man. Now, hold on. Now, it's early in the morning. I can't promise you, but I'll do my very best.
All right, check this out. What was the name of MJ's short film, which was written by George Lucas, directed by Francis Ford Coppola, and was shown at the Disney theme parks?
I don't know. Something. Moonwalker or walk something.
Not quite. He did have he had a short film called Moonwalker.
Right,
but
right.
But the one I was talking about was Captain EO.
Captain EO.
Yep.
Okay. I'm told you it's early. Go ahead.
I'm sure you'll get this one.
All right, let's see.
Okay. So on did you ever watch Saved by the Bell?
Kinda, sorta.
Okay. On the show Saved by the Bell, what was Bayside's mascot?
Wow. See? I don't know. A tiger? What was it?
It was a tiger.
It was a tiger? All right, there you go.
Bingo. Okay. Now I know you'll get this one for sure. Okay. Because you're a New Edition fan. So this is
all right, let's get it.
This is fresher. Okay.
Let's get it.
All right. So in the New Edition video, Any Heartbreak, name the late 80s and early 90s Motown group that made a cameo appearance in that video.
In Any Heartbreak?
The Any Heartbreak video.
Wow.
They were a Motown group. They were consisted of 4 brothers, and they had hits in the late 80s and early 90s, and they made a cameo appearance.
The late 80s and the 90s, huh? All right, let me just think about this. Can you give me 3 off the top of your head where I can pick A, B, or C?
Okay, yeah, I'll give you choices.
Okay.
Was it okay. So was it New Kids on the Block?
Okay.
B, A. Was it B, Perfect Gentleman, or C, The Boys?
The Boys.
The Boys, right?
Yes, I remember now. It was The Boys for sure. Yep, absolutely. I remember that now. Yep.
Cool. All right, right on. So you got 2. All right, so on A Different World, the show A Different World, what was the name of the college?
Whew. It wasn't Bayside, was it? No, it wasn't Bayside.
Not Saved by the Bell.
Oh man, wait, Morgan. It was the black colleges. I know that for sure. It was you got me. If you give me the A, B, or C, I can get it for sure.
Okay. All right. So was it A, Howard?
Okay.
Was it B, Morehouse? Or was it C, Hillman?
Hillman.
Yes.
It was Hillman, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah. The other 2 I mentioned are actually, real HBCU schools. But Hillman was fictional. All right, so this is another New Edition question, okay?
All right. Okay, I'm with you.
All right. What was the name of Michael Bivins' record company?
Biv 10?
Yes, sir. Viv 10.
Biv 10. Come on, son.
Yes, sir.
Listen, I am an NE to heart, man. I love them, man. I was so crushed though. 2 weeks ago, man, I had a chance to be second row at their concert, the Culture Tour.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get backstage, man. I was pissed.
Oh.
But go ahead, man. I was crushed.
Did you go to the Greensboro show?
No, I was Jersey down here at the Prudential Center.
Okay.
In Newark.
And that was the final question. So you did really well. Yeah. But I know I looked on your Instagram too, and I noticed that you got like one of my favorite bands is the Backstreet Boys, and you guys covered "Don't Go Breaking My Heart." At I think it was a Top Pops concert, and you guys did really well. Like that's like I'm telling you, I got tickets to the concert. It's like gonna be my first time going to a concert in like 20 years.
Yeah,
and I'm really excited, man. So did you ever get a chance to meet any of those guys or no?
The Backstreet Boys?
Yeah.
Never got a chance to meet the Backstreet Boys. I never got a chance to meet any other boy bands, man, except the Force MDs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I met Jodeci because we were on the road with them back in 1991.
Yeah.
And Boys to Men. I used to stay at Nate's house and stuff when they was out at Philly and stuff like that.
Wait. You stayed at Nate's house?
Oh yeah, man.
That's crazy.
We used to do recording and stuff like that there. We were all friends. We're friends.
Wow.
But like we it's just I never got a chance to meet, you know, the Justin Timberlakes or the Backstreet Boys, or I met Michael Bivins and Ralph. The rest of the guys I never got a chance to meet from New Edition. I met the Force MDs, and it's a dream of mine to meet all of my peers, man.
Okay.
That's to meet them just so that I can be like, I was in the room with these guys, to meet them, and you know. But I did not get a chance to meet any of the Backstreet Boys yet. They have a tour that's starting, and I'll probably get a chance to see them then.
Yeah, I got my tickets. I'm pretty excited. Well, okay. So before you go, I just want to leave you with. I always like to give, the whole premise of the podcast is to kind of give a person their flowers.
Right.
And I just want to say, man, thank you so much for being a part of the soundtrack of my life. From the Ninja Turtle soundtrack to White Men Can't Jump soundtrack, to even what you're doing now, Running Out of Time.
Oh.
I just say thank you for making great music with both of those groups, and continue to do what you're doing, brother, man. You're representing Jersey. You're representing, you know, being Black. I mean, it's great, man. So keep on doing what you're doing, man. Really.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. It means a lot. I like to say, man, you know, until the casket drop, I'm going to continue to put down this music, man. I'm just so in love with it. See, that's the thing. I don't do it for money. You know what I mean? If the money happens, it happens. But I just like to entertain and sing, and just to be an instrument, or just a blessing to somebody's life. Like maybe somebody might hear Running Out of Time and be like, yo, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I needed to hear. Or go back to some of those records that Riff has put down, or Men of Vision, and be, you know, a part of that, man. Music is the soundtrack to life, man, you know, and I want to continue to just be a part of that, you know, just putting down stories, man, and just being there for people when they want to click on something good. They're going to get that from Nitty Green for sure.
Absolutely, man.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for your time. And I know you're a busy man. You know, I thank you so much for setting this, you know, because I know we had some, you know, scheduling things, but I really, you don't even understand, man. Because I've been doing this for a year, and to be able to get people, you know, like yourself, and just to take time out of the day just to talk and go, you know, talk about music, and it really means a lot to me. So I really appreciate it, man.
No, I appreciate it, man. Also, I just want to say, to everyone that's watching today, you can follow me at Nitty Green.
Oh, yes.
On Instagram at Nitty Green, on Facebook, Twitter, and also every Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I have a podcast called Vibe Sessions. You can stop through at 7 and come check us out, man. We talk life, love, and music. And sometimes we have special guests, you know, from the 90s. You know, we have groups or solo artists, you know, that you may know, that stop through, and we chop it up and we get into what they did for the culture. You know, we play music, we play games. You know what I mean? I have, you know, my two co-hosts, Little Pie, and our producer, Danielle Silva. D, we call her D, she's the producer. And we sit there, man, and we have a great time, man. We take up about an hour, but I promise you, we're going to keep it 100,000. We're going to have fun. Stop by and see us at Vibe Sessions, man. At Vibe Sessions Official on Facebook. Every Sunday at 7 p.m.
Definitely. Be sure to check that out. And your new single, Running Out of Time, is on all platforms, correct?
All digital platforms. Thank you to everybody that's checked it out, that's added to their playlist. Continue to spread the word, man. The song is doing very well. And thank you. And continue to to just, continue to support those, man, that's trying to continue to keep the music going, man. We're independent now, but you know what I mean? I think that, we're breaking through with platforms like yourself, my platform, and there's
Yes, sir.
other platforms that's out there that's spreading the word. Yes, please. Running out of time, you can get it on all digital platforms, man. It's out now. Stream it, download it, play it, add it to your playlist. Tell somebody. It'll help me out a great deal. I appreciate it.
I'll definitely pass the word, man. If it ain't too much trouble before you go, can you just do like a little snippet of a Fair Eastside? If it ain't too much trouble. I understand if you don't want to.
It's okay. Fair Eastside. Come on, y'all. By thy side will stand and always praise thy name.
Nice.
Forever. Yeah. Right there. I'll let it right there.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time, brother, man. And I hope
man.
you enjoy the rest of your day, man. Thank you so much.
Stay blessed, my man. And thanks again, man, for having me, brother. And when I drop my new single, can I come back?
Yes. When you drop, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, brother. I appreciate it.
Yes. Take care, man. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much.
You too, man. Be good, brother.
Peace.
You slip